Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what we discussed yesterday. So we understood about the structure, web application structure, and creating a simple small HTML file and keeping that HTML file under the project. So inside a project folder, outside of the WebINF folder, and so we understood what are the different directories you will have in the WebINF folder. So classes folder, lib folder, web.xml file. So how to deploy that application in the Tomcat server, and how to access the application which was already deployed. So how to identify the things, the IP address, port number, the application name. So we try to make the URL of the uh, that application. So the mainly these three is the common for every project. I mean, so after that the resource URL, whatever, this always change when we are requesting. So this is syntax of that application. Sorry, syntax of that how accessing the uh, application. So that means the URL pattern. So it starts with the HTTP colon and slash and the IP address. If it is in the same system, I mean the server Tomcat is the same system which you are accessing, then you can use the local host. Otherwise, you have to mention the IP address and then the port number and the project name and resource name. This was the discussion yesterday, right? So, do you have any questions on the yesterday class? No questions?
No.
Okay. So let me go to the Tomcat again. This is the Tomcat installation which was done. So you guys try to install the Tomcat server in your machine. Everybody try to install the Tomcat server in your machine. Anyone is missing? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Renuka,
Yes, sir.
did you install?
Yes, sir. Previously, I have Tomcat.
Okay, so everyone installed, right? Okay, so you didn't face any issues while installing. Everybody got success. Anyone get any problem while installing the Tomcat?
No, sir.
Fine. So let's see the here. So this is the structure which was discussed yesterday. That the project name CSTPL, WebINF, classes, and lib and all. Okay. So now let's start with you understand that IP address, port number, and all, right? So what is HTTP, also hypertext transfer protocol. So this protocol mainly contains the URL and the request headers and request headers and then request body. So it will have some pattern I already shown you in the first class. And anyway, going forward, we will see that whenever we are working with the example, we will try to look into that what is the HTTP format, how the server will accept that and will do that. Okay. So today, let's try to understand what is servlet. So the servlet is a concept, and also we can call it as a API. Okay, so these API, so we know that JDBC API, right? JDBC API. What is JDBC API? This API is going to help you to do the database operations. For each, every API will have some purpose. This API have the purpose is to do the database operations, retrieve the data, put the data, get the data. So update the data, delete the data. To do all these kind of operations, this API is going to help. how to use this API, who implemented this API, how to get the implementation jar, how to set the class path, everything we understood, right? In the same way, Servlet is also one kind of API, but this API is going to help you to do write the service programs, like, so which we can deploy this program under the web application. You can access it through that. Okay. So it will give, like, it will give the request and response. That means for this API, so what you will do is you will implement by using this API, you will implement one servlet program. Okay, this servlet program so will take request and give a response. So it will take request and will give a response. So this servlet program will take request and give the response. So how we take the request, how we use the response, how to write the servlet program. So the servlet API is nothing. Servlet API is not a part of JDK, guys. So it's not a part of JDK. It's a different API. So this servlet API implemented by different server. I told you in the first day, like, if you see here, there are many Java servers. I told you, right? Tomcat, WebLogic, JBoss, some extra servers, Java servers, all Java servers. Every Java server has to implement. Every Java server has to implement um, that servlet API. They already implemented the servlet API. So if you go and understand the JDBC API, you already understood, right? JDBC is implemented by many database servers, right? So MySQL server, like, SQL server, Oracle server, many database servers are implemented. In the same way, this servlet API is implemented, and all implementation is already having for this server. I mean, in these servers. If you are using any one of these server, you have already implementation. If you are using any server, you have implementation. So which implementation, guys? Which implementation you have already? If you are using the server, which implementation you have? Servlet.
Servlet.
Servlet API implementation. So the API
Sorry.
means generally it has the interfaces and the class. So the interface is already implemented in that. So that is the what. So if you go and look at that, this is the Tomcat server, right? If you go and look at that lib folder, can you see Servlet API here? The jar is already contained.
Yes, sir.
Jar is already contained. Jar file is already contained under in the Tomcat server lib folder. Can you look at this? See, so
Yes,
like
sir.
this, every server have their own. They already having their implementation. I mean, servlet implementation. So every server, okay. So then, if you write a servlet program, that implementation already having, right, all the dependent libraries, all the classes are there in that as part of that jar file. So oh, that can be executed by the server. Okay. So now look at this servlet program. Now we have to understand what are the interfaces we have in the servlet API, and how to write a servlet program, and how to send a request and get the response, how to execute this. And let's look at the one example of this servlet programming, guys. Now uh, I'm just going to create a one servlet program. How to create a one servlet program? Let's look at this. Okay. So I just open the Eclipse to create that servlet programming. Okay. Before using the Eclipse, let's try to implement in a manual process so that you can understand easily about that. Okay. So I'm just going to create it servlet. I'm just creating a serve folder. So under that, I'm going to create one simple class. Okay. So simple class. That simple class is, I can say it's a demo servlet, or else I will say welcome servlet. I will name it as the class name is, file name is Java file name is, what is the welcome, welcome servlet. So let's go and see that welcome servlet. Okay. So what is the class name? I gave that welcome servlet. You can give any name, but just always you try to give the meaningful names. Okay. So I just opened it. So I'm just going to write it a class, public class, welcome, welcome servlet, because I'm giving the same name. What is the file name I gave? So the same name I'm making the class name also. The file name, Java file name and file class name, both are the same. I kept as the same. Okay. Now, so I just created welcome servlet.java and I created a class. I didn't provide anything here. So now, so by looking at the name, so can we call this class is a servlet program? Do you think this is a servlet program? So it's a simple class. It's not like, you know,
No,
a
sir.
servlet, because by giving the name with the servlet name, it doesn't it never become like, you know, so servlet programming. So I just name it as, but when this we can call it as a servlet program is, if a class, if you want to call it as a servlet program, a class which implements the servlet, which implements the servlet interface, a class which implement the servlet interface. If you go and see that servlet class, the document, see the document servlet class document, not class guys, it's an interface. Okay, so this is the servlet API. This is a servlet API interface. So you can see that this interface uh, this interface, if you are implementing this interface, this is a part of servlet API interface guys. So how we have the connection interface and like, you know, statement interface, prepared statement interface, a result set interface in the JDBC API. In the same way, so we have the servlet interface as part of servlet API. But this servlet interface, if you are implementing this servlet interface, you know guys, so what is interface and all, I don't need to talk about again what is interface and all, we spend enough time on that. Okay. Implements servlet. Okay. So what I'm doing here guys, I'm just implementing by using
Implement
implement keyword and the servlet interface,
servlet interface.
trying to implement it. Okay. So now we can call it as a this class is a servlet program.
Servlet class.
If you are not implementing, servlet interface directly or indirectly, then we cannot call it as a servlet program. And even if you deploy that, it won't be useful in the server. Okay. I mean, we cannot use as a by sending request and response like that. Okay. Now let's try to compile this program. So you have welcome servlet.java. I just try to implement the servlet interface, and so I will just use this code to. I don't provide any implementation here. Generally, what is the rule, guys? If you are implementing any interface, so that implementation class should implement
All the methods.
all the methods of the interface, like, you know, what are the all abstract methods of the interface. Those methods should have the implementation in that class, otherwise the compiler won't allow. So let's see that compiler, so what compiler will say. Okay. So I'm just entering into C drive. Sorry guys. Okay. So this is the C drive guys, and I'm just looking at that. What is the folder? We have the program serve folder. Now Java C, whether Java C is working here. Java C is not recognized as internal or external command.
Set
External command.
class
So
path.
what is the process,
Set
guys?
path.
Okay,
Set
set
path.
path.
Set
So we
path
have to,
is equal to
yeah. So where the Java is, the bin folder, I mean the Java compiler is there, that location we have to give the path variable. Otherwise, the operating system cannot understand what is that. Okay. Now let's go and see that the program files and JDK and bin, and this is the directory I'm giving here. This is the directory I'm giving here. So this is the location to the path variable. Now, if you try to execute the Java C compiler, it's working fine. Now, what is the class name we have? What is the file name?
welcome sir.
Java file name,
Welcome
welcome servlet.java. That's the file name.
servlet.java.
I just gave that to that. So, guys, can you see that screen, or is it very? Now, is
Yes,
it
sir.
visible? Good. Yeah. So look at that. So I just try to compile that welcome servlet.java, and it is, I'm getting an error. So what is the first error, guys? Only one error I'm getting here, compilation error. What is that error, guys? Cannot find
Can't find symbol.
Symbol.
which symbol. What is the symbol here?
Can't find symbol.
Servlet.
Class servlet.
Yeah. So generally that is using the terminology class, but what is this? This is
Interface.
interface. So the interface compiler doesn't know what is this servlet. I mean, so where it is available, that if it is not a part of java.lang package, right? For what are the classes or interfaces are there in the java.lang package, by default the compiler will pick those. For remaining case, it won't pick. What you have to do? What we have to do? Where this this servlet is there, in which package it is there, you have to import it, right? You have to import
Yes, sir.
that interface. Am I right? So you have to import. So where it is available, you guys know that, right? Java,
X
look at
dot
this, java x dot servlet
servlet.
package.
Dot servlet.
Yes, java x dot servlet dot java x dot servlet. The package name is this and the interface name is this. That's it. Okay, semicolon. Now let's go to the compiler and give it again. So now we are getting another error. What is that error? What is that error? We are getting two errors now. So
Yes.
it is saying that java x.servlet doesn't exist. That means compiler is not able to identify. I told you that it's not a part of the by default in a JDK. So what you have to do is, you know that where that API is there, where that API is there, right? So that API, where it is available. So if you go and look at that, one second. This is the Tomcat server. I'm just going here and go to lib folder and take the servlet API. I'm just taking the servlet API and coming back to the C drive and under server folder. I'm just keeping here. Okay. And so this API contains that jar file. I mean that class servlet, whatever we are using. And here, if you go and set class path. So why set class path? Because we have to inform to the compiler. So what are the classes as part of the compiling of Java file? So if you want to identify, then we can give the class path also. So class path. Then if those classes or interfaces are available, so then we know that, right? So if anybody have any doubt on the class path concept? We already know that. We discussed about the class path concept. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So why we
Sir.
okay? I just set the class path, and again I'm compiling. So what is the what is the error now? Now these two errors gone now. So the Java x.servlet does not exist error, and servlet is not find error is gone. Because all those those interfaces, that interface is there as part of this API. I set this API jar file to the class path that the compiler easily identify that servlet interface and package and all. So that's the reason that error is gone. Again, we got another error. What is that error, guys? Welcome servlet is not abstract and doesn't have the does not doesn't doesn't does no public. Okay, so one second, guys. does not override abstract method destroy
Destroy in
In
servlet.
servlet.
So what is the problem here? It is expecting to implement the destroy method.
Implement.
Not only destroy
Yes.
method, guys. So it has the if you see that it has that destroy method,
Destroy method.
get servlet config method, get servlet info method, init method, and service method. So total, how many methods we have in the servlet interface, guys?
Five.
5 methods.
Five methods.
If you doesn't provide, if you don't provide implementation for all these methods, the compiler won't allow you to compile successfully your file. Whatever the class you are the class implementing the servlet interface, that class should implement all the 5 abstract methods. These 5 are all abstract methods only, because not having the implementation in that interface. So what you have to do now? So let's try to implement
Implement
all
all the
these methods.
methods.
So let's try to implement the empty implementation. Okay, so destroy. So if you go and see that, what is that? Uh, if you click on here, destroy method. Okay, yeah, there is a destroy one. Okay, here it is. So this, they gave the information about that, what is the purpose of that each method and all. But anyway, so as we are implementing the servlet interface, we have to implement all these methods, and we will see the purpose of each method and how those will help us. Okay, what is the return type here? Void. Okay, the void. I just implemented. I doesn't provide any logic here. I did not provide any logic here. I just give that some system.out.println. So what is the use of this system.out.println, guys? What is the use of that? What is the
Display
use
out.
of this? Display some the message. I mean, so
Display
if that executed, that message will display. Just for confirmation, I'm just making that. But generally, we don't keep like this, right? We will provide some logic there. But just to first try to understand the flow. After that, what kind of logic we can keep there and how to do all, we will try to learn. I'm just making the message called in destroy. Okay, in destroy. In destroy. Okay. What is the next method, guys? What is the next method? Total 5 methods we have to implement. What is the next method we have? So get servlet config.
servlet config.
Okay. Get servlet config. Let's go here and implement it. So this is the get servlet config method. Get servlet config. So I'm just making here all our public methods. All our public methods. I'm just implementing it. So now this is the one, and it is return type is servlet config, but that means you have to return something. You have to return, otherwise the void case you don't need to return. But here you have to return something. I just make it null for time being. I just keep here, system.out.println in get servlet
Config.
config. This is the, and what is the next method, guys? What is the next method?
Get servlet info.
Get servlet info. These are the 5 methods are very important as part of servlet programming, and I'm just trying to implement it. And this is also a public method, and this is returning what, guys? It is returning string. So if it is returning string means it is expecting something. I will make it as welcome. I just return something. Okay, welcome servlet or something name servlet info. Okay, so now here I will keep the system.out.println for this get servlet info also. So if that got executed, this message will display. Okay, the 3 methods we implemented so far, and the init method. If we take this init method, return type is void, and service method is also there. And I'm going here. Let me go. So why I'm taking notepad is you will understand the in a better way. But if you use the Eclipse, I can do in one step. Automatically, it will all do that. But I don't want to do that in the first time. For the next example onwards, we will do the Eclipse. Okay. So now it is a void. It doesn't. No need to return anything, and it is taking input servlet config, and I'm just displaying servlet. Sorry, init method. So I'm so in init. I'm just making here. Okay, and here, so I'm just taking this service method. So simple, guys. Are you getting any confusion here? What I'm doing here? So nothing, right? We are just implementing all the methods which are part of the interface. I'm just taking that system.out.println here and service method. Okay. Okay. So now this is also not written anything. Now let's try to compile this. I just implemented all the 5 methods, but I haven't provided any logic there. But I just implemented. I just keep that for time being the sysouts for each method. Okay. And now let's try to do the compilation. Java C. So we got how many errors, guys? 4 errors. The compilation errors. What is the first error? Cannot find symbol. Which symbol, guys? Servlet
Servlet
config.
config.
That means compiler is not able to understand what is servlet config, where this servlet config is there. So if you want to see that, you can click on that. So what is the package, guys? javax.servlet only. javax.servlet only. So that means what you have to do, you have to import the javax.servlet. So which interface you have to import?
Servlet
Servlet. Yeah, this
config.
servlet config is also a part of javax.servlet package only. So then you have to import. So what is other error, guys? What is other error? Servlet config. Sorry. The first error is get servlet config is not able to find. So the second error is also a servlet config error, because we are using this servlet config. We are using this servlet config in two cases, I think. One is in get servlet config method, and another place is in init method, because we
Init
are
method.
using an init method also. So that is the reason it is saying that 2 times it is saying that. So I don't find this. What is this? I don't find this. What is this? That is the message we are getting from the compiler. For that solution, we already added the import for that, which is part of javax.servlet config. And let's come to this point. And again, here another error is cannot find symbol. Which symbol, guys? Servlet request.
Request.
Servlet request. What is servlet request? It could not able to find it. What is that? So let's go and do it here. Okay, servlet request, which is part of which method, guys? Which is part of which method it is? We are using in service method.
Service method.
Okay, the service method servlet request. Servlet request is in which package? Under which package, guys? It is part of javax dot
Servlet.
servlet only. So that means all these interfaces are part of this uh, that package only. I'm just individually importing it. You don't worry about it. So you can import in a single line also. What is that, guys? How to import it in a single line for all these cases? Just put the star.
Star.
Star. If you put star, all you don't need to import individually. Okay. And so we did that. And also the another problem is servlet response also. And this is also a part of the same package. Then import that as well. So that is that as well. Servlet response. Okay. Now I'm going to compare it once again. Look at this. Am I getting any error here? Look at
No.
this. Am I getting any error? No error.
No.
So the compilation got success. So look at this. We got the dot class file. Did you get the dot class file or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'm just taking this dot class file which I created servlet program. Now we can call this class is the servlet class. Okay, servlet dot class file. So now let's go and deploy that. In the Tomcat server. So where I can place this dot class files, guys? Can I place here? So where I can play?
No, sir.
So I have to keep this dot class file under the classes folder. I just kept it. Guys. Okay. So now what are the, just now I created a one servlet program by implementing all the abstract methods of the servlet interface. Now, so I just deployed in the classes folder, but we have to configure each servlet in web.xml. We have to configure each servlet in where we have to configure, guys, in web.xml for each servlet.
Web.xml.
Okay, so how do you do that configuration is like this, guys, like this: servlet tag start, servlet tag end. Under the servlet tag, so if you want, like, so even if you don't remember also, you can go to servlet mapping. Okay, so look at this here. Okay, this is a docs.oracle.com. So configure servlet we are doing. So this is the official website and the official document. You can refer always this. Look at this, the tags servlet mapping. They configure here, and servlet mapping. Okay, so under servlet, what they are giving: servlet name and servlet class. Servlet name and servlet class they are giving. This is the syntax of creating configuring for each class. If you understand for one class, then the same thing for all other classes also. Okay, so these are the two important sub tags under this servlet tag, guys. What is servlet name and servlet class? So here I'm going to give the name welcome. And what is the class name, guys? Our class name, what is our class name? If you go and
Welcome
see that, what is
servlet.
our class? Welcome servlet.
Welcome,
Is
servlet.
it having any package? Is it a part of any package?
No,
If it is a
sir.
part of package, you have to specify that package also. How we specify here, right? In the same way, we have to specify the package. If it doesn't have anything, just you can go and just give the name, the class name. You have to give fully qualified name. If it is having the package, you have to specify com dot something like that. Okay, so for now, I think for this example, we didn't create any package for this class servlet welcome servlet class. So then I just so I configure that servlet name and servlet class. Servlet name I gave my own name, and for servlet class I gave the actual name. What is the class name? Okay, we gave it, right? And the another the thing is, this is not sufficient, guys. We have to give another configuration. So that is servlet mapping. Servlet mapping. So that servlet mapping. So that means for each servlet, you have to do two things. One is servlet configure and servlet mapping. These two things we need to do. But servlet name and servlet URL pattern is the same. But here, the whatever the servlet name you gave here, the same name you have to provide here. And the URL pattern you can give / welcome, something like that. You can give our own pattern. So whatever the pattern you are giving here, that pattern will be used to access that servlet. So what we did, guys, we just created one servlet program and compiled it successfully. So by adding the class path, that jar file, what is that? The servlet API jar file, and then we placed that dot class file, the servlet program, in a classes folder. After so for that servlet program, that the servlet class, we are trying to configure that. For each servlet, we have to configure like that in under web.xml, under web app tag. So what is the syntax, guys? This is the syntax. You can just directly copy paste for each that, and just change your own names. Give your own name. You can give any name here. So, but the same name you give here in mapping also. So that mapping will, I will explain you what will happen when you send a request and all. But just trying to understand the configure. Okay, how this configure will be used by the server, we will understand it in the future classes. Okay, don't worry about it. And the class name you have to give, and the URL pattern you can give anything. But this class name you have to give the same thing which you created. So now I can say I'm done with the configuration of the servlet program. I'm done with the configuration of servlet program. Now, so let's go here, and I just configured here, and let me start my server. Okay, So where is that? Start.bat. Start.bat. So am I getting any exception? No. So deployment is success or not? CSTPL deploying is done success. Now let's go. And so now I want to access that servlet. You don't worry about it. So what is the URL pattern of the servlet, guys? Slash
Welcome.
welcome. So now what we have to do is, so till that is same, like HTTP protocol based, it is a HTTP protocol based, and localhost 8080 CSTPL slash. So till that is same, but only the URL will change. If you want to access that, just add that /welcome. That's it. Okay. So this port number and all. Just now try to access it, guys. Try to access it, and let's go here and access here. Already deployed, and I'm trying to access it. Already deployed and trying to access it. Sorry, guys. So yeah, 1 second. Sometimes it's giving delay. Yeah, now it's back. Look at this, guys. 1 second. Look at this, guys. Once again, I'm going to send the request. Click on that. So we got a blank page. Look at this. So what is the path we gave? The same path it gained, and request and all. A response, we didn't get anything. We got empty. Am I right? We got empty. So that is the reason the response is coming empty here. That means, so look at this in the back end, in the server level. First, what it called? Init method. First, which method is called?
Init
Are you
method.
calling that method? Are we calling somewhere? We just created a class. Did we create an object for this class? And did we call this method? No. But how that called?
No,
But
sir.
if you want to call any method, you have to create object and call that method, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what actually happening, we will discuss more detail in tomorrow. But what's happening here, when you send a request, first it is calling init method, and the second it is calling service method. So how this init method is getting called, who is calling, what's happening, and all full detail we will completely try to understand that. If you try to understand all this method, right, then we are done with the servlet. And what is the purpose of service method, and what is the request object and response object, and how to send the data, capture the data. So like, this total network things we will try to understand. Look at this, we got an empty response because so why we got empty response and how it works and all we will discuss more. And only thing is, daily try to practice it, and if you get any doubts, and the any doubts, guys, so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Then we'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.